Now, Central Oregon's local alert weather with Katie Suniga.
Look at that lens flare on our Lake Billy Chinook camera. Quite the bright sunset we should have tonight, as we are just looking at pretty much mostly completely clear skies for tonight. Something that should stay with us into the evening, but we could see a little bit of a change by this time tomorrow afternoon. Here's another look at the clear skies that are pretty much taking over the entire state of Oregon. We really have been seeing just a little bit of activity in the Portland area, but even right now, just a few clouds there and completely clear. But like I said, that could change for us tomorrow night. I'll show you that on our future track. First, let's take a look at our winds. We have been fairly strong with these winds. They backed off just a little bit yesterday and even more today, potentially up to 15 miles per hour tonight with some gusts maybe up to 20 before we back off overnight. And tomorrow, pretty similar for us out of the northwest with those winds. We could just see a few bit gustier winds, a few more gustier winds, I should say. Tomorrow, maybe up to 25 miles per hour. 17 right now in the Dalles is our strongest winds on our map, and then we just get into those teens as well along the coast. For the temperatures today, we did warm up quite a bit. We're back up into the 80s for several areas in Central Oregon, through the Dalles, Pendleton, all the way around. Lakeview missed it just a little bit, and then we missed it just barely in the Eugene area, and then in those 60s along the coast. Tomorrow, for the most part, we're going to be very similar to today, maybe a degree or two cooler in some areas, but we're definitely looking at those higher 70s to low 80s for the most part here in Central Oregon. Here's where we're at right now. We've been pretty steady. We have not cooled off very much in the last hour or so. So going into the evening, we're much warmer than we were yesterday, and we stay warmer over tonight by a few degrees, specifically staying warmer in the higher elevations, potentially staying out of those 30s like we were at last night, and then 50 for Bend, Warm Springs, and pretty close to that for the Prineville and Madras area. Tomorrow, just like I said, pretty similar temperatures to today. Those low 70s for Sisters, and then the mid-upper 70s for the rest of the region, back to those low 80s in Redmond and in Warm Springs. We have this high pressure that built in today as part of what allowed us to get a little bit warmer. It stays with us and just pushes off to the east a little bit, but we do have the possibility of a cold front making a very quick pass through the region before we get to Friday, and we start to see that high pressure building again all the way through the Pacific Northwest. Here's what this looks like for us on our future track. We stay mostly clear tonight through the night, and then as we wake up tomorrow, you'll see some clouds begin to build along the Cascades. By the time we get to noon, this is when we see that chance. About 4 o'clock, we could see a few showers just pass through ever so briefly, stays along the Cascades, then we're back to these mostly clear skies. Really is only a 10% chance for that rain for a few of us here tomorrow. By the weekend, we're in those high 80s. Quick turnaround, though. We're to the low 80s by Sunday, and that takes us all the way through into the beginning of next week.